In the previous video, you might recall that our entire concept of solving absolute value equations involves us having the absolute value by itself. So we can split it up into these two equations, these two situations, and solve it. For today's examples, we've got two that you will see have pieces in addition to our absolute values. So right here, we can see that we have the absolute value of 8 minus 5n, but we have this additional -4 being multiplied outside the absolute values. We need to eliminate that before we can set up our equation like we did before. This is something that I see people struggling with where they try to solve this without eliminating that first. Please get the absolute value by itself before you set up the two equations. We want to undo this multiplication, which is done by division. So we're going to divide by -4 on both sides. And when we do that, we're left with the absolute value of 8 minus 5n equals -3. All right, analyzing this one, we don't need to do any more work because absolute values cannot be a negative number. So we're done on this one. There is no solution. And you can see that it was essential that we did this before we analyzed that so that we can see that there was no solution. When it was +12, I couldn't exactly tell that. So make sure you isolate the absolute value first. Let's try this next one over here. We've got this 9 on the outside being multiplied and this 8. We're going to eliminate both of those things. Let's start with eliminating this term here by subtracting 8. So we get 9 times the absolute value of 4p plus 2 equals 27. Now we're going to eliminate the 9. This is multiplication, so we're going to eliminate it by dividing by 9. Dividing by 9, and we get the absolute value of 4p plus 2 equals +3. Now this is going to work because absolute values can equal positive numbers. Let's set up our two equations. Those would be 4p plus 2 could be equal to +3. And our second option is 4p plus 2 could be equal to -3. Solve this by subtracting 2. We get 4p equals 1. Divide by 4, and we get p equals 1/4, or if you prefer decimals, you could write it as 0.25. On this next one, same steps. We're going to subtract 2. That gives us 4p equals -5. Divide by 4, and we get p equals -5/4. Again, if you prefer decimals, that would be -1.25. And we're finished. Thank you.